Good evening, Lake Orion. Hope you had a great week. I know I sure did. I'm your host, Mean Witherspoon, and I am between Taorminas.
Alphabets.
Yes, indeed. Well, here we are for another show, and unbeknownst to the boys next to me, I'd like to start off the show a little differently. I feel like I remember a certain someone saying a certain something about a certain team in this town, and we're going to start off today's show with a little call-out fiesta. Sammy Taormina. Dun, dun, dun. A fake, a phony, and a fraud. That's you. You're wanted. You're wanted because you gave up on this team, because you show no faith. You're the Grim Reaper of baseball here in Detroit, and it's pure trash. Because who's the first team in the American League to clinch their division? Answer? Tigers. The Motor City Kitties. Sure. I still remember in like May they were done. Their season was over. They were on the brink of disaster. They were going to demolish Comerica Park and move the team to Seattle or something.
He didn't say that.
No, but it might as well. Sam, you're called out. I haven't called anybody out in a while, and I've already called you out before, but this time you earned it, buddy.
Well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but
there's your camera. Look into it.
Can't believe I'm saying
Go
this.
ahead.
It's just like Tigers deserve to win. They deserve to win the division. You know, they outplayed Chicago. I thought that Chicago was going to hang on, you know what I mean? But, you know, I just got to give credit where credit's due. Tigers deserve to win the Central.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anthony, good job sticking by your team all year long.
Yes, now I can.
Now, you know, I almost went to the dark side. With you, and I'm proud of myself for not going there.
You were going.
I was going. I was on the escalator down to hell, but I turned around and ran back up because that's where you are.
What about
You're the
me?
king of Hades. You're a positive man, and I appreciate you. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Thank you.
Now, let's get to Tiger talk. Now that the air is cleared, everything's good, we're all on the same page, we're all going to be rooting for the Tigers here this weekend and beyond. Yes? Mm-hmm. Yes? Yeah. Okay. Aside from Cabrera, aside from Verlander possibly winning another Cy Young, I think he's a dark horse, but he's got a chance. Mm-hmm. I think Cabrera is going to win the MVP.
Triple crown.
He's going to win the Triple Crown. Let's talk about the team, though, because these guys,
the team comes first.
As good as their individual stats are, they play for the team. Mm-hmm. Who do we want? Who do you want to draw?
The team?
Who do you want?
I think the Tigers fare better against the New York Yankees because if you look at it here, I think New York's known as the Bronx Bombers. They don't like to play small ball. I think the Tigers can go after their pitching. You know, I'm not sold on Kuroda. I'm not sold on CC. CC struggles at Comerica.
Right.
And, of course, their third starter, of course.
Who is it? Andy Pettitte?
No, it's either Andy Pettitte or Phil Hughes. I mean, like.
Or is it Nova?
Nova, yeah. I think it's Nova, yeah. But still, I think that I'd take the Tigers' rotation over New York's any day. I think the Tigers are a better match for New York.
Okay, Anthony, who do you want?
What I want, I'd like to see the Tigers play Oakland or Baltimore. But, you know, one team I don't want them to play is Texas, because Texas has got all that offensive firepower, and Texas has proven they can compete with the Tigers at Comerica.
We can ask Nelson Cruz that same question.
Also, so if I had to choose between Texas or New York, but don't forget, New York is also playing with Baltimore.
Right.
They're still competing for the division. And also, don't forget Oakland and Texas. Oakland and Texas are fighting for the division, too. And they're playing each other.
Does it scare you that these teams, the Tigers have 2 games left, and they're pretty much on cruise control, right? And then
they don't have to worry about anything.
Don't have to worry about anything. These other teams, are we scared a little bit that they're going to just always be in the swing of things, or do we want to take the rest of the team?
I have a strange feeling Oakland's going to beat I think I have a really strange feeling. I think Oakland's going to take Texas.
The division.
The division.
They're
I think
a game
Oakland,
back right now?
They're game back right now. If Oakland wins tonight, then they tie it up, and if they beat Texas again tomorrow, they're going to win the West, and then force Texas to go in that wild card game
against probably Baltimore.
And that's an
Even New York.
matchup.
I mean, if you look at what if Baltimore beats Tampa, and what if New York loses to Boston?
Guys,
Can you just imagine New York and
is this
Texas?
Can you imagine
is
New
this
York,
working
Texas?
out how Bud Selig wanted it? Is this exactly what he wanted right here?
Yes.
All these teams, we're 2 games left, and we only know one team, 1 seed, and that's the 3rd seed, the Detroit Tigers.
This is what you call
This
organized chaos.
This is October baseball at its finest.
I
correct?
love it. Organized chaos.
Right.
Organized
Because
chaos.
And that's what you want in playoff
Oh
baseball.
yeah, of course. Because like now can you imagine New York playing Texas in the wild card? Oh my God, that would be just insane.
That would be insane.
That would be just
The
insane.
one team that right now that is benefiting from all this is the Tigers, because the Tigers, they're at home on Saturday.
Right.
They get to wait and see what happens here.
Yep.
And they get to organize their pitching rotations. They get to, and also it's a nice thing to start off at home. And the Tigers
true.
are extremely good. I'm not going to say very good, extremely good at home.
They're good at home. And you go up 2 games to none in a 5-game series,
That's dangerous.
you got to win 1 of the next 3, and that's it.
on the road, yeah.
And
Tigers can prove they can win on the road.
they need to prove they can win on the road. This year they haven't won so well on the road. I think they're 6 or
Not
7
as
games under
well,
500.
but I mean they can get the job done on the road. I mean, all you need really, if in a 5-game series is, and if you win both games at home, all you need to do is just win 1 game.
Exactly.
And then in a 7-game series, obviously, the concern is if you're playing a team like Texas.
Right.
That's
So
we saw it last year.
Texas
Right.
scares me.
So Texas still scares you guys
Yes.
Yes.
Because of their offense.
solely because of their offense. Because that
Right.
pitching staff should not
Pitching,
scare you at all.
No.
Okay, what about, is their offense a juggernaut it was last year?
Texas?
Yeah.
They're still a juggernaut because
There's-
if you look at it here, I mean, I watched them play LA,
Right.
and they put up 8 runs. You know what I mean? They put up 8 runs on LA, and that just scares me a little bit because
Yeah.
to see what they can do offensively.
Okay.
I would say yes, but also I would say no, because obviously Texas has had success against the Tigers as far as hitting.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's not just at Comerica, but it's also in Texas as well.
Right. Well, you got to like Texas as a ballpark because it's hitter friendly.
Right.
And you got to think.
Also, New York's hitter friendly, so is Camden Yards. The problem is Oakland Coliseum. That's not a pitcher friendly park.
It is a pitcher.
Oh no, it is
pitcher
pitcher
friendly
friendly
park.
park. Excuse me,
Okay.
it's not
All
hitter's
right.
friendly.
All right.
But I think the Tigers can handle Baltimore.
Yeah.
Despite what Baltimore has, I think the Tigers can handle Oakland, what they have. We've seen what they've done with New York.
Right.
The only team that I worry about is Texas. But don't forget, the Tigers did not have Prince Fielder last
And
year.
let me paint a little picture for you if we play Texas. Ready? It's called revenge.
Yep. But don't you think New York is looking the same thing against the Tigers?
That's the only thing that scares me about the Yankees. Nothing else about that team scares me other than they lost in 06 to us and they lost in 2011 to us.
Yep.
All right. But you know what? Tigers went into this season World Series, right?
Mm-hmm.
I hope they're in that frame of mind where they're not going to let any team stand in their way, and I hope they can really get up to play at Texas. All right, final thoughts on Tigers.
I think if you look at it with the Tigers, I think that they got to have the right matchup. I think if they play, I think New York, Texas scares me, but I think they can handle every team except Texas.
All about matchups. Get the job done if you're the Tigers. It's World Series or bust. Next year going to be strong too, but it's right now World Series.
And may I just say a quick prayer to the baseball gods? I pray that when we come back here in 1 week, we're up 2 games going into the 3rd game.
Yeah.
Amen. We'll be right back.
Prescription drug abuse is a national epidemic. The new in way to obtain drugs is through parents' or grandparents' medicine chests. Removing prescriptions from your cabinet is the best way to keep drugs out of the hands of our young people. We've got to work together to protect our teens, our seniors, and our environment. Clean out your medicine cabinet today. Please participate in Operation Medicine Cabinet and drop off your unwanted or expired prescriptions at one of our law enforcement drop-off sites in Oakland County. We can't ignore this situation anymore.
We own a Habitat home. I love working on my habitat home.
Soy dueño de una casa de hábitat.
My neighbor is a Habitat homeowner.
Being a Habitat homeowner has changed our lives.
My mortgage payment for Habitat is less than what I pay for rent.
Habitat for Humanity of Oakland County currently has homes available with mortgage payments lower than most rent payments. If you or someone you know needs decent and affordable housing, call 248-338-1843 or visit our website at habitatoakland.org.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas, where
Living
we are.
is a vacation.
Where living is a vacation. Yes, indeed. Let's get to Lake Orion Dragons, who handled Rochester, I'd say, huh?
It wasn't surprising, but, it was expected. 42-7 on homecoming. That was just total, I got to give credit where credit's due. I just thought, I'll be honest with you guys, I thought Lake Orion looked lethargic.
Really?
They did. Defensively, I thought, they just let short slants get through. They even had to handle, Rochester even missed a field goal. Their defense, in my opinion, looked very lethargic. There were times they just let the running back go, and they just let them go, and then
So
let
is
them go
that
nuts.
is that them being lethargic, or is that them knowing that at the most Rochester's only going to put up 10 points?
Rochester only put up 7.
But if they make that field goal.
Well, Rochester was coming in at 4-1. They were still a good team, but
right.
You got to look at it here. It bothers me that what they did was I thought Lake Orion played okay, but
defensively,
offensively, I thought there's things they could do better too. I think that there's still a long way to go with this team. There's still a long way to go with this team, in my opinion.
You put up 42 and you give up 7. You're doing something right, though, right?
Well, yeah, but of course, you gotta, and they're gonna really be tested the next 2 weeks. You got Clarkson, and they got the crossover.
I've heard they'd be tested. Doesn't sound like
they're going to be tested.
All right, Anthony.
Here's my question that I'm asking: when? I think, and a lot of it will be in a call out later. But my question is, you look at the schedule. You got to give Lake Orion credit for scouting these teams and playing these teams very well, especially offensively, even defensively. You haven't, giving up 7 points, that's not a lot. You look at the last 5 games, the 5 games have been running clock. You look at particularly Stony Creek, Troy, and Rochester on this homestand. They've only given up a total of 14 points. That's pretty good defensively, even though they've shown some kinks against some pretty decent competition. Maybe 2 of those 3 teams could make the playoffs, but that also says as well the competition level. Should Lake Orion play tougher competition?
If they were in the white, I think it would be much tougher.
I think Lake Orion could actually do well in the white. If you look at it, I feel like the only team that could maybe challenge them is Southfield. I think Lake Orion could play well against Harrison. They could play well against Oak Park. Or they can play well against Farmington. We're going to see in a couple weeks how good Lake Orion truly is. I think Lake Orion could honestly compete in the white. Also Clarkston as well.
Clarkston, in my opinion, I'm going to be honest with you, Clarkston's a liability. If you look at it here, they're one-dimensional.
Yeah,
frauds.
They're basically, last week they only scored 61 points against Pontiac.
Do you think they did that?
I don't know if they did that to send Orion a message, or it's just Pontiac's that bad defense. I think if you look at it here with Clarkson, a lot of people say, a lot of media are saying Erickson's having a big year. He's having a big year offensively. The reason why he's having a big year offensively is because of that offensive line. That offensive line is big. I understand it. But if you're putting him against a team, against a fast defense like Lake Orion, I think they're going to have some issues with Troy this week.
Also, that game's at Orion.
Yeah, also the game's at Orion. I think Clarkson have issues with Troy this week, and I also think that if Troy can make Clarkson throw, I don't think Clarkson can throw very well.
But
I just don't think that's going to be the case.
The thing is, obviously, I'm crediting Coach Bell and the coaching staff for extensively scouting their competition that they've played. I just think that, maybe at the same time, maybe you should look in their competition. Maybe you should get rid of the enrollment divisions and maybe go back to a north-south, or go to a north-south, or go back to a division based on success.
I suggest a 4 Division 6 team format. I think it makes a lot of sense. Even though I want.
What about three 8-team divisions?
No.
You don't think so? I think so, based on geographic.
It won't make sense because if you look at it,
I think it does.
you know,
Is there any way to make divisions based on quality, not geography or enrollment?
in the MAC they have basically. In the MAC they have like 5. They have 6 divisions on the MAC. I mean, like they have to play 2 different divisional crossovers. I think what would make sense out of this 6-team 4-division format would be having to play 1 crossover from the white and 1 crossover from the blue.
The OAA actually did go with that format back before 2007, before they went the enrollment divisions based on success.
Okay.
What happened was Lake Orion, Clarkston, Adams, and Harrison would all get into the playoffs.
Right.
And the bottom teams at the time, it was Groves and Troy Athens and Rochester, West Bloomfield, all complained about that.
Right. Well, what's different now, though?
What's different is that
Lake Orion
basically
is
more
still getting
teams.
the playoffs, you know.
What's different is more teams are getting into the playoffs from the OAA.
Okay.
Whereas if you go in, like if you're competing in their division, like Lake Orion, Clarkson, Adams, and Harrison, you basically have no chance getting in the playoffs because that's 4 losses.
Okay, how do these teams like Troy and Rochester and Groves, how do they fare in the playoffs? If they're getting in now, are they knocked out in the first round?
They don't fare well in the first round.
Troy was the only one exception.
They went to state semifinals at 10-7. But if you look at it here, I just think that those teams are not ready for the first round. You know,
the thing is that you put them against a Lake Orion or Clarkston. You know, Lake Orion and Clarkston, they're so deep.
Yeah.
They're very, very good teams. You know, teams have a tough time playing them. A lot of those teams go 2 ways. And that was based upon enrollment divisions, whereas if you go geographic, it makes sense based on travel, and it also makes sense based upon, you know, the strength of competition. It gets a little bit tougher for teams like Lake Orion and Clarkston. And it makes sense because of natural rivalries. Lake Orion's got a natural rivalry with Oxford and Clarkston and Adams. I mean, they don't have a natural rivalry with West Bloomfield.
No. Shouldn't they be playing teams like Harrison, though?
Yes.
Well, yeah, they should.
I would like to see Lake Orion play Harrison more.
Match against Harrington. You got
I like to see them play more.
State, got John Harrington, Coach Bell,
right.
you know, going against. That would be an interesting matchup. You know
I would like to see Lake Orion play Harrison more.
How do we make that happen?
I think the OAA realigns the leagues based on a geographical format.
But then would Lake Orion play Harrison, or would that be a
that'd be a crossover because they still keeping the crossover still intact, and that could be a possibility where Lake Orion plays Harrison.
You gotta go 4 teams of 6. You gotta go 4 teams of 6. Here's why.
6 teams of 4?
Yeah, no.
No, 4 teams.
4 teams of 6. Here's why.
4 teams, 6 divisions?
No, 4 divisions, 6
teams. Okay,
yeah.
right.
It makes a lot of sense if you put 2 games. You put 1 crossover against the one division, 1 crossover against the other division. I think it would make perfect sense. You get rid of the crossover, you get rid of it, and you haven't played 3 different. You play like.
So you play every team in your division, and then 2 crossovers.
2 crossovers. Yes.
Let's preview Pontiac this week because it's a Saturday.
Call. All right, real quick, got a minute. Let's get predictions.
Orion's rolling this week.
Saturday.
48-0.
Saturday, 48-0.
Saturday, homecoming, Pontiac, Wisner Stadium. Ain't gonna be pretty.
They roll.
I mean Pontiac. They can score. They can score. They're not a bad team, but I mean at the same time, I feel like, to be honest with you, I have a lot of respect for DeAndre, the AD at Pontiac, but Pontiac should not be competing with Lake Orion. Lake Orion rolls big time.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Can you hand me my alphabet cereal, please? All right. I'm going to have a bowl during break. Thanks. Yep. When we come back, we're going to talk a little Lions and some more call-outs. Stay tuned.
3 students were in the hospital this past weekend.
2 honor roll students were hospitalized last night.
5 local students lost their college scholarships last night.
Another local high school student has passed away.
Another 3 dead.
Claimed the life of another local teenager.
The cause?
Alcohol.
Alcohol.
I don't want to be another number.
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 I don't want to be just another number.
Please remember that CFL bulbs, you know, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
Ah, yes. Welcome back to Between Taorminas. Good debate, guys. You know, it was a little
Passionate.
impromptu. It was nice. I think we solved problems. When they realign these divisions, the round table should happen right here, live on TV.
I'd love it to happen, but I doubt the ADs will let that happen.
That's true. Well, you have some pull with our AD, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Make it happen, Sam. All right, for now, though, we're going to talk a little Lions. Oh, forward down the field.
Losers! That's what the Lions are. Jim Short said this in the comment. He said that the Lions deserve to be 1-3. If you look at the special teams, they're goddamn awful. Their special teams, 4 touchdowns allowed.
In
2 games.
All right.
Ouch.
Now, are you off the bandwagon?
Yep.
All right. Lions are going to the Super Bowl, folks. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let's be clear on this. The Lions right now, they should be 0-4 the way that their offense has been. Their defense, the secondary is just dang awful.
It's been dang awful.
Yeah. It's just been awful. You can't say anything.
It's been dang awful, but... All right, let me preface this by saying the Lions have played no quarterbacks of note. Sam Bradford, bleh. Alex Smith, okay, sure. Jake Locker, Christian Ponder. But
everybody's this week.
But
they got bye this week.
I understand. How many defensive points did they give up last week?
Yeah.
6. That's not bad.
No. But the offense is just the passing game has been terrible.
All right, the offense and special teams.
That starts on Matt Stafford. You know that.
So that
it starts on Matt Stafford. It's his responsibility. We saw how Sean Hill did at Tennessee.
That's different though.
We saw how he did at Tennessee.
That was a 1-minute drill.
The Lions can't rely on 4-quarter comebacks. They can't because that's not going to win you games. That did it last year. Ain't going to win you games this year.
All right. I will agree. Stafford does not look like Stafford.
No.
What's his problem? Is it the defenses that other teams are running against him?
Focus.
It's focus. Is this a sophomore slump, even though he's not a freshman anymore, but last year was his first full season?
Possibly.
I know you don't see him getting out of it. Do you see him getting out of it? Do you see him
They
bouncing
can
back?
get out of it, but obviously it's going to be...
Look, you got
Minnesota's better.
Chicago,
inconsistent.
Green Bay's
Green Bay.
All right.
They're done.
All right, what about this, though? Dropped passes.
Yep.
Ask our director, Pat Romer, about dropped passes.
Yeah.
They're done.
No, they're not done.
Benny Fowler.
Yep.
Okay. Well, he's Mr. Negativity, right? Yeah. In the Jimmy Dean sausage commercials, you're wearing the cloud. And then the sausage guy comes and he's wearing the sunshine. Yeah, okay. So Lions are done.
They'll come back.
You go 1-3. 85% of those teams don't make the playoffs.
Right.
Right here, right now, on October 2nd, are the Lions making the playoffs? Yes or no?
That's tough to decide right now.
Yes or no?
Right now, if they play the way they're playing, no.
Okay.
No.
You?
No.
No shot.
I'm not hopping off the bandwagon.
I know you're not. But the
right
stats
now,
are right.
No.
Stats are looking right at us. It's going to be tough because you come out of the bye against Philly.
Yep.
Right. I don't remember the whole swing, but then you got Houston, you got Green Bay, yada yada yada. You look like you're ready to call somebody out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You call them.
Okay. Go ahead.
My first call out this week involves the OA. OA, obviously we talked about this when it came to the realignment. In 2008, the football league went to the enrollment divisions. Why? At the time, Lake Orion, Clarkson, Adams, and Harrison were all dominating the league, but right now it's starting to run its course. Lake Orion and Clarkson get in the playoffs automatically every year, and there's leading the questions: do they get tested? OA, I think that realignment needs to be set. I think that they need to be set based on geographic. Now, what you decide, we'll see what happens. But I'm just speaking my opinion. Second call out involves at the middle school level,
Whoa.
As a coach,
Whoa.
as a shot put coach, you base yourself on the county meet. One guy here just doesn't seem to get the job done at the county meet. He coaches his kids well.
County's happening in May. It's October.
So, Ian Weatherspoon, why? Simple. You just don't get the job done at the county meet. You just don't. I mean, you've been successful in terms of winning it as a team, but as a shot put coach, you just don't get it done. You look at Sammy; he's got a county championship. Myself, I've been consistent with both the boys and the girls.
Where's your championship? Where's your ring?
Ian Weatherspoon, you just don't get the job done.
You know what, pal? You got my answer come next spring.
Well, here's my
when I'm dropping bombs on your team.
Yeah, sure.
Here's my call-outs this week. I had the first one, of course, I have a huge deal with. You know, the first guy I'm going to call is the AD at Troy Athens again. I called him out a few weeks ago. His name is Bob Dowd. Bob Dowd, why?
There he is.
Let's look at you here. I hear that, you know, you're the head of the football committee in the OA. You know, why do you have something with me about? I heard you're training you're grooming somebody now. You're grooming Stony Creek's AD, Shane Redmond, who I called out a few weeks ago. Stop grooming them against me. What have I done to them? I never done anything to them. I did not do anything to deserve to be considered a guy in a convicted felon suit. You know, it compares like the version of cops. You have this bad boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when I come for you? I'll see you in a few weeks. I'll see you in a few months, Down. Take care. Okay, my last call out, of course, is I have a huge issue with homecoming.
Big surprise.
Big surprise on Sun. You know, I'm gonna call out who's on the chair on the committee. Her name's Laura Hogan. I couldn't get a picture of Laura Hogan, so I went with Linda Hogan.
Very similar in terms of looks.
Yeah. You know what, Laura Hogan? Why? Let's look at it here. Why do you book the homecoming parade on Sunday? You know, I asked some football players about this. You know what I mean? But why would you book a homecoming parade on Sunday when you know that there's a big sports time around Detroit? You had the Lions playing, and of course, let's say if the Tigers would have won the Central Division on Sunday, then how would people feel about you? You asked me that. You know, I have, of course, in the alphabet here, of course, I know your favorite color is pink. Okay? It's pink. But, you know, why in the world would you have a parade on a Sunday? You know, I understand it's to get everybody involved in the community. But, Sunday is sacred because, you know, a lot of people use their Sundays as day off. You know what I mean? They do. You know? That's what it is. I'm sorry. I'm just disappointed in you.
Wait a minute. The homecoming parade was Sunday this year?
Yep.
Which Sunday? The one we just passed or previous?
Previous.
Ah, a week ago last Sunday.
Yeah.
Boy, had I known that, I would have called out Linda Hogan too.
Wow.
All right. Oh, whatever. Okay. So that's it. We got about 15 seconds. One word to sum up the Tigers.
Unbelievable.
Okay.
God bless Jacob Christensen and the freshman football team.
All right, there's that. You know, community rallies. Let's rally.
Good night.
Get those rally towels out. All right. Nighty night. God bless.
Good night, Lake Orion.
Bye bye, Linda Hogan. See you never.